Next is Dr. Domenico Accili, known to us affectionately as Mimo, whose presence here is not only, I think, great tribute to the research capabilities of the Naomi Berry Diabetes Center, but in a more immediate sense, a tribute to his own devotion to us, because he literally just got off an airplane from Tokyo. So bear with him.
We got him coffee.
You won't be able to detect any difference. Mimo really, I think, is a polymath of diabetes, encyclopedic knowledge of the disease in all of its aspects. He's the person I generally go to when I have questions about anything. I ask Mimo. But for purposes of the meeting this evening, Mimo has made within the past several years a number of really extraordinary discoveries in the area of diabetes. And the one I think that we'll emphasize primarily this evening is the discovery based on a study of a gene that he's been interested in for many years called FOXO1 that he'll tell you a little bit more about. But that by manipulating the expression of FOXO1 in the gastrointestinal tract has actually been able to trick, in a sense, the cells of the gut into becoming what look like perfectly competent insulin-producing cells. It's as if the pancreas, or at least the islets of the pancreas, or the beta cells of the islets of the pancreas, had been moved to the gastrointestinal tract. And clearly the implications of this is that if we can get this to happen in patients, it will be possible to generate a new set of beta cells. And I don't think anyone in this room needs to be informed about why this would be such an absolutely critical contribution to the treatment of diabetes. So let Mimo comment on this, and then you can ask him questions later on.
So yes, in a nutshell, what we try to do in my laboratory is to understand how the insulin-producing cell works. What's its life cycle? What are its regenerative capabilities? And one of the observations that have really stunned us over the last couple of years was that we can actually make what looks to be a near perfect, or certainly very well functioning beta cell of all places in the intestine. And this is now a major translational effort in the laboratory that involves also the pharmaceutical industry, where we hope that one day it will be possible to design and manufacture a drug that will essentially give rise to regenerate insulin-producing cells in a patient's gut. Now, this doesn't happen in a vacuum. It requires the efforts of all the people that are sitting at this table. It requires advances in immunology, in basic signaling, in stem cell biology, in developmental biology. And that's, I think, if I can go back for a second to something that Trudy started off with, this is the defining strength of this group of individuals, that we really, as a group, ran the gamut from very basic discovery in the test tube to outstanding clinical care that many of your loved ones experience every day. So I look forward to engaging you on some of these topics.
I should have mentioned, and it's in your handouts, as we say, that Mimo is the recently appointed Russell Berry Professor of Diabetes Research at the Naomi Berry Diabetes Center, an endowed chair which was provided by the generosity of the diabetes, the Russ Berry Diabetes Foundation, which has, as again many of you know, been a seminal supporter of not only the initiation of the center, but in terms of its ongoing activities. And Mimo is a recent beneficiary of this, I think, very well-informed philanthropy.